everyone. My name is Joe Berquist. I am a certified personal trainer here at the Lake Norman YMCA. I am also a fitness instructor here at the Lake Norman YMCA. I specialize in triathlon training as well as football related training and weight training as well. Alright, so to answer your first question on whether or not I believe that middle schoolers should be able to lift weights, I think that they should, but they need to be taught. They need to be taught correctly. There's always the factor of incorrect teaching when it comes to weightlifting, because these kids are growing into their bodies right now. They need to be taught correctly in order to only help them increase their body mass, increase their muscle weight. And if we can only help them, or if we only help them with the weight training, it will only increase their ability to do athletics in the future.
Yes, I believe middle schoolers can lift weights, or if they wanted to. I don't think that there's any harm in it. I grew up around the farming areas, and there were many families that had children, and the children worked on the farms, and there was never any problems with them. A lot of them grew up to be quite healthy and average growth, and also I believe that would not be a problem. Kids in middle school lifting weights.
Glasses collection, but I have not seen anything.
Hey there. Yeah, I'm not of the belief that middle schoolers should lift weights. I think it's a discipline you acquire over time. I think you need more birthdays, more like being a teenager. I also think that there's probably a lot of distraction those middle schoolers have now that we probably haven't had 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I think it's a discipline you need to concentrate on, because if you don't lift weights correctly or jerk them incorrectly, you'll wind up hurting yourself. And I just think that the whole weightlifting needs to be done probably in your teenage years.
And to answer your second question about whether or not I believe that weightlifting will help stop child obesity, I think weight training, really any type of exercise in general, weight training is included in that category, can only help with the epidemic that is child obesity. Child obesity, obviously, is just with people who live sedentary lifestyles. If we can get them in the weight room, it's only going to help them.
I do believe that weightlifting could prevent child obesity. I think that any kind of exercise, if somebody's interested in it, that it would be something that they could be doing rather than sitting in front of a TV, or they're getting some kind of exercise, movement, and health benefit from it. So I'm sure that weightlifting would be fantastic for anybody at any age if they enjoy it.
I guess the next question is, do you believe weightlifting is a great way to stop child obesity? Oh, I don't think it would even be on my top 10 list. I think what's going to stop child obesity probably has to do with diet and emotional behavior. When you're emotionally in check, you probably don't look to grab food to satisfy your needs. And I think weightlifting, the way a middle school would probably do it, would probably not be considered a cardio exercise. And cardio is going to be required probably to lose weight. You got to kill calories. And I think a middle school lifting weight is probably not going to get a tremendous calorie burn unless they're doing some sort of interval training with weights, which I doubt they're going to be able to do. So, yeah, weightlifting, I don't think is a great way to stop childhood obesity.
And to answer your third question, it really kind of goes back to the first, my first answer. But to answer your third question on whether or not I personally believe on whether or not lifting weights with the middle school age stunts growth, I think that studies show that that is not the case. With middle schoolers, lifting weights, it should only help them if they do it correctly. There is no proven study out there that shows that middle schoolers, if they do lift weights, stunts growth. So I believe that's absolutely false.
I don't believe lifting weights would promote growth.
Yeah, you can keep going.
Okay. I think it would be very healthy. Again, living on a farm, living around farming communities, while growing up, there were a lot of kids that were in school and adults now too that are quite big people, quite average height and average build that and even probably even bigger than the rest of the average adult that have worked on farms through their whole life, baling hay or cleaning fields, lifting rocks, which would be, I would think, similar to lifting weights. So no, I don't believe that there would be a problem at all with lifting weights and that being affecting the growth of an individual growing up.
1, 2, 3. Do you believe lifting weights at a young age stunts growth? Well, that's pretty funny. I guess growing up, I always heard that lifting weights stunts growth. I even back in the day, I really didn't believe it, but I wasn't sure, and I haven't heard. I haven't thought about this in a very long time. But I don't believe it stunts growth. But at the same time, I don't know if I've ever read any scientific evidence that supports it or doesn't support it. But I just think it's that was just a wives' tale back in the day. And yeah, I would doubt very much it stunts growth, except maybe under some severe conditions. And I don't know what they are, but on a whole, I don't think it would stunt growth.